INFJ Sigmas are renowned for their profundity and intensity. Even when it seems like their emotionality gets the better of them, Sigma INFJs continue to wow people with their unwavering logic. These are 8 arguments against the emotionality of a Sigma INFJ clouding their judgment. 8. Living a life that is comprehensive. Sigma INFJs thrive by blending the emotional with the rational in a world where many are driven to do the opposite. They are skilled at seeing how their decisions affect the larger picture, the people and relationships involved, as well as the facts and data. Their ability to think holistically enables them to take into account the emotional welfare of those affected while still coming to rational judgments. Sigma INFJs are aware that life is more than just a string of unrelated incidents or choices. They understand the complex interactions between reason and emotion and how each shapes their environment. They are able to gracefully handle the challenges of life thanks to their complete viewpoint. Their depth of feeling enhances rather than detracts from their ability to reason logically. They understand that feelings are a necessary part of being human and that trying to repress them would not be beneficial. Rather, they use their emotional intelligence to inform more thoughtful choices. They understand that emotions provide distinct viewpoints and motivations rather than being illogical obstacles. Living examples of how emotionality and rationality do not have to coexist are provided by Sigma INFJs. Because of their holistic outlook on life, they are able to recognize the harmony between the two and use both of their strengths to create a better world. It serves as a reminder that life is not black and white, but rather a complex tapestry of thoughts, feelings, and deeds, and that it is in realizing this that the real magic occurs. 7. Making better decisions is aided by emotional intelligence. Because of their emotional intelligence, Sigma INFJs are able to empathize with those around them, which has a favorable impact on their decision-making. Comprehending the emotions and intentions of others enables them to take into account other viewpoints and foresee the potential effects of their decisions on others. This is a useful tool rather than a barrier to reasoning. In both personal and professional contexts, their capacity to recognize subtle emotional cues facilitates delicately worded decision-making. This emotional awareness can serve as a compass, guiding them deftly through difficult and frequently delicate situations. Sigma INFJs are naturally able to look past outward manifestations and identify the underlying emotions that motivate actions. Their increased consciousness enables them to address issues and obstacles with more efficiency. In addition to considering data and facts, they also consider the fundamental emotional issues that frequently underpin such data while making decisions. Can you, as a Sigma INFJ, predict the effects of your decisions on other people and sympathize with a variety of viewpoints? 6. Strike a balance between logic and intuition. In practical terms, the intuition of the Sigma INFJ often acts as a compass. Even in situations when the facts may be sparse or unclear, they are able to sense possible outcomes and solutions. Making well-rounded decisions that take into account facts and possibilities is the outcome of this capacity to combine logical thinking with intuitive impressions. Their rich emotional life enhances their intuition and gives them access to a creative thought wellspring. When it comes to problem solving, emotions are a great source of inspiration because they allow one to think creatively. They address problems with inventive solutions thanks to this creative side of their intuition. Furthermore, the Sigma INFJ views logic and intuition as complementary components of their decision-making toolset rather than as competing forces. Their deep emotional connection fosters intuition, which aids in their ability to understand the wider picture. It enables people to make sense of complicated circumstances by drawing connections between seemingly unrelated bits of information. How do you, as a Sigma INFJ, strike a balance while making decisions between logic and intuition? 5. They are well knowledgeable about how people behave. Because of their natural capacity to comprehend and sympathize with human emotions and motivations, Sigma INFJs are frequently referred to as counselors or advocates. Their elevated emotional intelligence is an essential component of their character, allowing them to skillfully handle intricate social circumstances. Their comprehension of human behavior actually stimulates their logical reasoning rather than undermining it. By understanding the underlying feelings and reasons behind people's actions, they can make more thoughtful and logical decisions. They gain important insights from this knowledge that others might miss. This comprehension strengthens empathy and creates closer bonds in interpersonal relationships. It enables them to provide friends and family with consolation, counsel, and support. Their ability to anticipate and handle interpersonal problems and challenges with high emotional intelligence makes them stand out as exceptional team members and leaders in a professional setting. Is this profound comprehension the foundation for your logical decision-making as a Sigma INFJ? 4. Emotional energy to stoke desire and ambition. Sigma INFJs may behave with a foundation of rationality, but their emotions give their activities a sense of urgency and purpose. Their fervent desire propels them to persevere despite obstacles and disappointments, even when the rational route appears intimidating. Furthermore, the emotional intensity of the Sigma INFJ frequently results in a sincere connection with their objectives and aspirations. This emotional commitment is a strength rather than a drawback. It guarantees that their activities are sincere missions rather than just cerebral exercises. They approach their aims with sincerity and authenticity because they can juggle logic and emotion. The most powerful people in history have frequently been motivated by their feelings, whether it be a yearning for equality, justice, or a better society. This ideal is best shown by the Sigma INFJ. They realize that their emotions are a source of inspiration that gives them the drive and zeal necessary to realize their dreams rather than chaotic forces that defy reason. Do you, as a Sigma INFJ, find that your intense emotions bolster your motivation and desire to achieve your goals? 3. One tool for negotiating is empathy. Empathy is a game changer in negotiations, whether they involve personal or professional ties. Because of their acute emotional intelligence, Sigma INFJs are able to discern the underlying wants, motivations, and anxieties of all parties involved. They have the ability to put themselves in other people's shoes and understand the situation from a variety of angles, which is quite helpful when looking for win-win solutions. They can promote trust and understanding through the use of empathy as a negotiating tactic. This creates a strong basis for fruitful discussions and prepares the path for reasonable agreements that also take emotional considerations into account. They are able to close gaps between opposing viewpoints, which eventually produces more harmonious results. This skill of using empathy in negotiations is very useful in the working environment. It presents the Sigma INFJ as an expert problem solver and mediator. They are able to settle disputes by comprehending and resolving the emotional underpinnings of the disagreement in addition to dealing with its outward manifestations. Instead of undermining their ability to reason, empathy strengthens it, empowering individuals to make deeply compassionate as well as well-reasoned decisions. They understand that empathy is a strength, a tool that they can use to establish rapport, form alliances, and accomplish their objectives, rather than a sign of weakness. Can you, as a Sigma INFJ, also find common ground and make concessions that support your rational objectives? 2. Their feelings are not controlling them. Because of their emotional fortitude, Sigma INFJs are resistant to being quickly distracted by negative emotions. They can keep their composure and rational viewpoint in the face of difficult choices or circumstances. They possess an amazing capacity for emotional compartmentalization, which enables them to approach the work at hand with objectivity and clarity. Their social relationships are also impacted by their capacity to control their emotions. They are capable of remaining calm and sympathetic in the face of conflict or extreme tension, handling emotional issues without losing their sense of reason. They are skilled listeners and problem solvers due to their emotional resilience, which frequently serves as a stabilizing influence in both personal and professional relationships. Their tenacity and perseverance are fueled by their emotional resilience, which is a source of strength. When things go hard, they call on their principles and convictions and their emotional depth to overcome adversity. Their logical determination is strengthened rather than weakened by this emotional depth, which guarantees that their decisions have a solid emotional and intellectual basis. How can you, as a Sigma INFJ, be emotionally resilient in trying circumstances, and how does it help you think logically? 1. Creativity can be fueled by emotions. When confronted with intricate problems, Sigma INFJs don't repress their feelings. Instead, they use them as fuel to generate novel ideas. Their feelings may serve as the catalyst for their creative ideas, resulting in original and groundbreaking solutions. This emotional fuel can be especially helpful in circumstances where the solutions aren't immediately clear from common sense. It enables people to access their creative and intuitive faculties, opening doors to novel ideas that could fundamentally alter how issues are resolved. They are also extremely passionate and involved in their job because of their strong emotional ties to their objectives and causes. Their enthusiasm in turn inspires them to think of innovative ways to get around challenges. Their passion and devotion are propelled by their emotions, which also inspire them to look for novel and creative solutions to problems they genuinely care about. The conflict between the rational and the emotional frequently gives rise to creativity. The Sigma INFJ deftly handles this conflict by striking a balance that lets their feelings support rather than interfere with their ability to think logically. Is your deep emotional well a source of inspiration for original problem solving as a Sigma INFJ? Ultimately, Sigma INFJs demonstrate that logic and emotionality are complementary components of their complexity rather than opposing forces. Are you aware of how much more persuasive your reasoning is than your feelings as a Sigma INFJ? How can you take advantage of this in a conflict?